This is the video that I've been most anxious to share with you. I learned from building my first CNC that I needed a better way to mount my X-axis. It was difficult to get it aligned before. You had to get it aligned vertically, you had to get it aligned horizontally. I came up with a solution that's elegant, it's simple, and incredibly usable. It is a golden nugget that is tremendously valuable when building a CNC. I think you're going to really like it. When you get all done today, you should be able to not only get that X-axis aligned, but because it's aligned perfectly, that when you mount your Z, you're going to find it is also aligned with the surface of the table, both this way, also this way, which means when you eventually have to tram your CNC, it's going to be a much simpler endeavor. I'll show you in Gsender what to do if one of your motors is not moving in the right direction when you hit the jog controls. I will walk you around this build, tell you what I did, where I got my supplies at the lowest possible cost, and I think after today you're going to be able to see the way home, and you'll realize that by going slow on all these videos that we actually were going fast. I'm in Gsender right now. I've already hooked up my USB to my Arduino. We're going to go to the top left-hand side and connect with the machine as I've showed you in episode 4. Come over to the right-hand side, click on the precise button. I'm now going to press with my left mouse button and hold down on the X plus and watch what happens to the axes. And you can see it moves very slowly to the right. Don't concern yourself that it's moving at a slower speed. Click on my Z plus button, which should move the Z axis upward with the Z minus, and it will move it downwards. But many times when you first set up a CNC, you're going to find those go in the wrong direction. And when they go in the wrong direction, you need to be able to remedy that. What we care about as far as the direction of our motors is this parameter called $3. There's toggles for the direction of your X, your Y, and Z. I'm going to go ahead and change the direction that my Z motor will respond by clicking on this switch. And when I clicked on it, you see it shift to the left, and immediately it says apply new settings. Now, obviously it was already set to go in the right direction before, but I'm just going to go ahead and toggle it, and I'm going to apply new settings to my firmware, which literally is going to get saved internally inside my Arduino. And then I'm going to go back and look what happens to the direction of my router when I click on the Z plus and Z minus. I'm going to go try the Z minus button right now, which should make the router go down, but when I click on it, it actually makes the router go up. And now I'm going to click on the Z plus, and it should have moved it up, but it moves it down. In other words, we have changed the direction of the axes of our motor inside our Arduino in our configuration file. We don't want that, so now this is more common where you would actually go through this process is, say you hooked up those wires to the A plus and A minus, B plus and B minus, and you came in and everything was running backwards. You would just go over here. We would go up to our firmware. We go to the $3, the Z axis is moving in the wrong direction. You would click on it. You click apply new settings. See, it saved and updated them. It did it on the Arduino. It's not doing it on the computer. We're back at our router. I will click the Z plus. And I'll click the Z minus. It goes down. I'll click the X plus. Goes to the right. I'll click the X minus. It will go to the left. Now there are a ton of more settings inside the configuration that we can increase the speed of these axes. We can make it so that we're perfectly calibrated for the number of millimeters we expect for a certain number of turns. We'll get that in a later video. Trust me, our axes will move much faster on our actual CNC machine than they're moving right now, but just so you see the process, you're on your way. Let's take a closer look at what in particular I did differently to make that X-axis work so much better. The secret lies with what you see right here. I have a grid spaced out every 100 millimeters 3 by 3, so it goes 1, 2, 3, and then it goes backwards 1, 2, 3. You could even do another layer if you wanted. You could make those smaller increments if you like, but I put in threaded inserts. What those threaded inserts allowed me to do is to put a vertical L-shaped bracket that goes back this way, and then it anchors into those bolts. And because the L shape is perfectly perpendicular this way and perpendicular this way, it's aligned with the surface of the table. And because both sides of my vertical supports on both sides of my table have the exact same location of those holes, that means that this height on this side of the table of this L bracket is going to be the same as it is on the other, and also this L makes a perpendicular location that we can push our X gantry back against and have a firm spot to mount. If we ever want to raise this L bracket, we just move those bolts up of the L support and we can raise it on up and make a higher mount on our system. You see I have a major metal bracket that holds up that vertical. Here's a hint: if you go into the big box stores where they have construction materials rather than where they have furniture materials, you can get really hefty brackets for a relatively low cost, much less than you would pay for an equivalent furniture one. This is the other side of my X-axis. You can just make out my L bracket that this whole X is sitting on, and you can see that I have my motor mounted. Make sure you go ahead and mount it. Now here's a simplification. You really only need 2 bolts, which means you only need 2 threaded inserts to put down a mounting board on the surface here. That can save you a lot of work. The advantage of putting the motor physically on this axis means that axis is completely movable up and down, which wouldn't be the case if you actually put your motor through the sidewall here. You'd have to have multiple holes at different positions. You can see that I put 2 different types of brackets. They are also from the construction area of my big box store in the United States. And it wraps all the way around and tucks underneath and actually physically goes into the surface of this table. So it's got strong support that way as well. If we look at the top of our Z axes, you can see that I have a motor mounted. I have that pocketed out board again. I have the threaded inserts that I put my lung bolts through. I actually made this plate and I put the groove on the wrong side. You don't actually need a groove. That's another thing that you can save yourself some time. As long as it has something flat and your bolts are long enough to reach in, there is plenty of strength to hold it in position. Make sure you tighten up your set screw on your coupler, and make sure you don't forget to tighten up the set screw on the threaded nut here that goes in your ball nut housing. I'm on the back side of my CNC now, and this is my X-axis going across. Here's my L bracket. This is perpendicular. This is perpendicular here and of course here, and so it's got a very strong base to mount in. You can see that I have those bolts of this L bracket going right into the main board. And then I put an additional bracket that screws into here. If I wanted to, I could put longer screws and actually go into the vertical support out here. I chose not to at this moment. And then I have it mounted this way. These are about 99 cents in the big box store in the construction area. Still have lots of spots so we can mount other things. Haven't decided exactly whether I'm going to put the power supply and motor drivers underneath my cart, which would be a little more shielded, or whether I'm going to mount them up here. See, so here's my X-axis, here's my L bracket. It's got those bolted holes. I actually have some extra 1/4-inch holes out the back so you can mount other things on the back as well. Having these evenly spaced holes allows you to make this L bracket and make sure that's the L is vertical, and that means when you put it in your evenly spaced holes that you identically drill on both sides of your vertical supports, that everything is going to be lined up.